Hey, what up nerds and toy collectors? Welcome to another episode of my toy review videos. This time we are opening up one of the last things that I got at Toys R Us. The T1000 from NECA. All right, here we go guys. The Terminator 2 Judgment Day T1000 from NECA. Let's go take a look at the box. So this one's cool because it actually opens up into this cool little kind of display here, you know? Looks like a doll. And then on the back here gives you a little bit of insight about who he is, you know, some cool photos and everything like that. So yeah, there's the box. I like the box a lot. I think the print job on here looks awful, but the idea is cool. So I think it's supposed to look like this though. It's supposed to look retro, like it's from, you know, the 90s. So let's go ahead and open it up, huh? Let's go ahead and take a look at these accessories first. So one thing is, I just want to let you know that I love this character so much. Metal scares the hell out of me so much. So here we have the little arm things. They hook onto the car in that one scene when they're trying to get away from the asylum. So there's that over there. And then we have these, which are those, if you remember the milk scene, right in the person's eye. So that scene always scared me so much because of, like, milk was never the same for me, guys. And of course we have the hand over here, so you can change out the hand so you can grip the gun. There's also a holster in the figure where you can put the gun into as well. Here is one of the heads that you can change out, which is just split in the middle. This one looks really cool. Like it doesn't flex or anything. It's a hard piece. So it definitely, oof, looks gross. There's like that mercury kind of metal kind of thing in there, right? And of course the big one here is that you can change out this center piece where it has like the bullet slugs in the middle and the hole in the head, and it just kind of like clasps into that figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure now. All right, so here's the figure for the T1000. So far it looks great. You know, there's unfortunately, it looks really good in terms of like what it's supposed to look like. It doesn't have the same posability as some other figures in terms of like double jointed arms and everything, but you can still move the arms a pretty good amount. So you can get some good hand motions there. The legs, not too much on the bendability here, and there's no ab crunch. It's just very much just here on the waist. Head here can move a pretty good amount of 360 here, so looks up, looks down. Not too big, but enough, you know, just to get some good stuff here. In terms of the feet, the ankles, you know, it just moves like that. Doesn't move up or down, it looks like. And the thigh moves around like that, so there you go. That's the posability for this guy here. Can't really bend him down over, but you know, he bends down for nobody. Now let's bring this up a little bit closer here so you can see more of the details. So that face, what a fantastic face. You got a little what is it, the badge over here in the front. There's not really too much detail on here, so you know, that's kind of a minus on here, but still the collar and the cool texture that they have on the jacket for like the natural wrinkle and movement of cloth that they're trying to emulate looks pretty good. In the back here we have the belt. That's the holster. We can actually put the gun into the holster. So there you go, there's that there. Walkie-talkie, some other pouch accessory. And yeah, looks really good overall. I like this a lot because it's nice and big, so you know, there's even like a pressed kind of seam here on everything. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed by this over here. Like that. Hello. What are you talking about? So let's go ahead and just, you know, swap out some of the accessories. Let's see how that looks. All right, so swapping out this headpiece here, this was actually kind of weird because if you notice here, if you hear this, good snap, you know, sounds really solid, stays on there. But this one here, it doesn't actually snap in, it just kind of sits in there. And I've tried pushing it harder in, but I think that's just how it's designed. So there's not really much movement here in terms of like the neck going down, but you can just kind of sit it on the ball head right there and everything. So it doesn't snap in, unfortunately. Like I tried pushing, but I'm afraid I'm gonna break the peg. But you know, there it is. Look at his face. Isn't it lovely? That's kind of disappointing though that it doesn't snap and doesn't have like that satisfactory kind of thing. So it just sits there. So that's how that works there. Let's try to put this together here. So it looks like that just entirely comes off and that ball just stays in that front pouch there. Let me just go ahead and put this in. All right, so that was actually really easy to swap out and everything. So that looks really good. And the head moves the same way as the other head moves as well, just kind of moves around. I wonder if you can actually take it off. No, it doesn't look like you can take this head off. So there's this one here. This one looks really awesome. I just wish you can kind of like pose him like where it's like ugh, you know, but you can't really do any cool poses where it kind of signifies him being shot into like in some sort of impact thing. But this, it snaps on really well. It looks like it was actually made into it, so that's really nice. I mean, look at that head. Look at that massive hole. It's like, yeah. That looks really cool. So we're just moving right along, checking out the next pieces of posing. So I swapped out the hand here for the gun, and it comes out really nicely, really satisfactory. It doesn't feel like you're kind of second guessing. You know, I think that's because of the scale of the figure. It's much bigger than the SHF Figure Arts figure, so it's like it doesn't feel as brittle. And then this guy here, it actually just pops up at the just at the mid arm length over there, and it sits in quite nicely. So, you know, if you ever want to relive the nightmares of childhood, you should definitely get this toy. And here's another, just wanted to pose this with a scary pointy finger thing that terrorized me as a child. So there it is right there. It connects really easily. You just swap out the hand just like normal and everything. And now I kind of wish that they sold the mom so that I can get like a milk box and, you know, pose that. So there you go. There's a T1000. So here we go. We have just a couple figures just side by side for scale. On the left, we have Wonder Woman from the last video from Tamashii Nation's Bandai. That one's a little bit shorter than most figures anyway, and I just want to give you a sense of the scale. And that is a Jumbo Pikachu that is a Jumbo Detective Pikachu amiibo for you to see for scale too. So not too big and not too small. I think actually this scale of figure is really good. And I like the way that NECA really just kind of pulled off this figure. The texture is nice, not too much posability, but the actual build of it is really nice, and the likeness to the actual character is very good. So A+ on this, better than most figures. I wouldn't recommend this if you are not a big Terminator fan. If you are remotely a Terminator fan, then you should definitely get this paired up with Arnie himself. So there you go. Those are my 2 cents on this T1000 figure from NECA. Until next time, guys, please follow me here on my YouTube channel, as well as my Instagram at little_nerd_busters for stories, photos, that sort of thing. Thanks for watching, guys, and take it easy.